she is both. And we are some of the very few to know. She is Valeen Jules.
Unravel my DNA and find there the poems of my ancestors. Centuries of love, rage, prayers, and resistance, alive in the rhythm of my cells. You will see me because you are brave enough to look. There is an intersection where the Thompson River and Fraser River meet near Lytton, BC. Cultch. People often mistake it for meaning where the rivers meet and fail to realize that it means the place in the heart where your blood mixes. The biological term is aorta. The colonial term is the place where we have control over because mankind is the darling of creation. Cultch, where the blood flows out of the four chambers of our hearts and supplies our body with life. Yet I feel distant from this beauty as if it's not a part of me every single day of my life. There is an explosion of gaseous nebulas in space and throughout the Milky Way, the birth of a star. People often mistake it as just another collapse, another destruction to add to the universe, and fail to see it as the moment a star is born. The physics term is star formation. The colonial term is that new star we can use for profits because mankind is the darling of creation. The birth of a star, where self-gravity is metaphorically self-love, and we see that the universe caters to the viciously ambitious. Yet I feel distant from this beauty as if it's not a part of me every second of my day. There is a connection between each of us at the core of our souls and the legacy of our ancestors, the sacred space. People often mistake it as a space that divides us and fail to recognize it as a sacred space with a reciprocal relationship of love. The scientific term is gravitational pull. The colonial term is the space where we divide and conquer because mankind is the darling of creation. The sacred space, where decolonial love has the potential to become visibly ubiquitous and far away doesn't seem so far off. Yet I feel distant from this beauty as if it's not in front of me right now. Listening. There is a certain beauty beyond physical appearance that English cannot describe. Cultch. We must recognize this beauty in order to embrace, portray, and live it throughout each moment of our extraordinary lives. Beyond scientific and colonial terms is an understanding that comes from souls that have been broken. Cultch. Let's stop feeling distant from it because our very existence stems from this beauty. Hello. Every morning I wake up, I thank the day, I have some coffee, and I pick up decolonization where I left off last night. The other morning, I was feeling outraged. So I used this anger constructively and I wrote a letter. Dear KKK Canada, are you freaking kidding me? After over 5 centuries of ongoing colonialism, we receive one soundbite of acknowledgement. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Hunger Games, and may the odds be ever in your favor. This acknowledgement is treated as an apology, but the road to hell is paved with good intentions, and I am not impressed with white mediocrity. So I dial 1-800-1492. Hello, Grandma? Yeah, it looks like the ship of oppression is coming ashore. I'm gonna need you to sink it. We have been starving for meaningful change since birth. You feed us food for thought in the colonial institution deemed higher education. Higher than what? Than whom? I'll wait. Oppression seems to always be your soup of the day, and you get angry at me when I decide to fast instead, because culture and compassion ain't your daily bread. Oh, KKK Canada, our home and native land, the front line of resistance is where I stand. Each day you threaten my very existence. Each day I respond with a resilience that's persistent. And I rise above the ashes of my ancestors. I rise above the legacy of yours. I rise above the struggles within me until your violence becomes but a speck on the ground. I rise. Like leaving an abusive relationship where victim blaming is alive, I rise. With or without your permission, with or without your recognition, with or without your respect, I rise. And I love a sweet decolonial love. You should try it, oh Canada. Decolonial love transforms. Decolonial love is the highest form of liberation. Decolonial love across cultures, classes, religions, and orientations wins every time. Because at your best, you are love. Gil Kasla.